Working out at home, it can be a great way, especially for busy parents, to try to get in shape because there's some real time-saving benefits of not having to go to the gym, of not having to sit in traffic before or after work, anything like that. But these busy parents, they want to drop body fat. They want to see more muscle definition. They want to get in shape. But these are 5 common mistakes that a lot of busy parents, a lot of folks make with their home workouts, with their nutrition, that keeps their results minimal and that makes it take a lot more time to see any sort of results. So in this video, we're going to cover what those mistakes are, right? And what to do instead, but also why those mistakes, why they keep results minimal, why they keep progress minimal and barely noticeable, and why you should change them. So stick around if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. So over the course of this year, you can get better results. So you can see more fat loss, better muscle definition from your home workouts. Let's do this. And I'll start off as we get into this first mistake by saying that you don't have to hope that progress is happening, right? Obviously, hope isn't an effective strategy. You don't want to bank on it. There's a way that works better than just hoping to see the fat loss results, the fat loss progress that you want to see, and the muscle definition improvement that you want to see. There's a better way. There's a better way that would bring results much more reliably than hoping would. And ultimately, a reliable option would just give you more confidence in the process. It would make it seem less up to chance and more by design, that results are inevitable and it's just a matter of time before you reach your goal. So you end up feeling more confident with your workouts and with your nutrition. Now you might think I'm going to give you a hack or a secret that can take you from hoping that you'll see the fat loss progress that you want to expecting to see it. But it's not a hack or a secret though that you've never heard of. But just because you've probably heard of it before, you've probably also blown it off before as something that you didn't want to do. But in the end, it's just costing you results. So what is it? It's food tracking. And tracking your food, giving food tracking a chance, it will unlock faster, more consistent fat loss progress, really for any fitness goal, seeing more muscle definition as well, building more muscle if that fits into your goals as well. Any of those physique related goals, it will make it happen faster and more predictably, provided you stick to your targets. No more hoping that you're on track. No more hoping that you're going to see progress this time when you step on the scale or take progress pictures. You'll know based on your food tracking whether you should expect progress, or if not, what you can fix to get progress going again. And this is one of the most common mistakes because it seems like too much work, but once you learn how to food track with a free app, it doesn't have to cost anything extra, and you can do it in about 5 or 10 minutes a day for something that will have a drastically positive impact on the fat loss you'll see, on the muscle definition you'll see over time as well. From your home workouts, it's time to give it a chance, and it's time to reap the benefits of it, to speed up the progress you make and to end a diet sooner. Now the next one, we're jumping over to workouts, right? And specifically in the sense of home workouts, body weight or low weight interval circuits. You may have seen them called HIIT circuits. That stands for high intensity interval training, HIIT. There's so many YouTube videos and in the past magazine articles, websites, blog articles written about them and how to do them. They get you breathing hard, but that doesn't mean they're the best way to drop body fat actually, especially if you want to see more muscle definition alongside that fat loss. So that's why relying on these interval training workouts that use just your body weight or that use a very small weights as resistance, that they don't cut it for bringing great results, particularly for fat loss combined with better muscle definition. Now, if you haven't given food tracking a chance before, you have and you stopped, and you know you've tried doing those interval training workouts with your body weight, with small weights, and they haven't gotten you the results you want, and you're ready to try another way using the solutions that I present in this video to these 5 common mistakes. You may not want to figure it out yourself and muck around, because you can make many of the same mistakes I've gone through that I've made myself. And so you can lean on my experience. As a personal trainer, I work out at home myself, and over the past year I've transformed my own physique with fat loss phases, with muscle gain phases, to create a substantial result, right? Working out at home. So if you're ready, but you want to use a system that's done it all before, that's produced the fat loss, the improved muscle definition that you want to see from your home workouts, then consider downloading my free 4-week program, Tired to Toned at Home. It's specifically made to get consistent fat loss and to start seeing better muscle definition from working out at home. It covers the workouts, it covers nutrition, it covers the rest of these 5 mistakes that I'm going to present solutions to, and you don't have to figure it out on your own. If that sounds like something you want to take a look at, the link is in the description below. Back to the common mistake of relying on body weight or low weight interval training workouts, interval style workouts. It may actually sound counterintuitive that we don't want to use the workouts to actually burn body fat. And the reason is that strength training workouts are a very inefficient way to burn calories and therefore to drop body fat. We want to use the best tools for the job. So in terms of managing calories and dropping body fat, nutrition is going to be the best option here. And secondarily, we look to things like increasing daily step count, right? So not necessarily cardio, but just being more active throughout the day. And then with the strength training workouts, we want those to really drive the muscle definition benefits, right? Learn to work closer to your muscles' limits. You're working your muscles harder, which is going to drive better muscle definition results as you drop body fat. So now you know to do strength training workouts that look more like gym workouts rather than interval training circuits, right? With minimal rest. But we have to go even deeper into how we do those strength training workouts, because there's another common mistake I want to bring up. And that is, if you're doing those strength training workouts the way most people do them, and what I mean by that is always doing them the same way, the same sets, the same reps, with the same weights, then results will plateau fast, right? And we don't want that. We want to make continued, consistent progress over the entire time of a diet. And so the mistake is that there's no planned progression to the strength training workouts. They're always done the same. And so we want to change that up. We always want to plan to progress every workout, every week, to take advantage of the progressive overload principle. By doing this, we give something for the body to continue adapting to, right? Again, this is going to bring better results in terms of improved muscle definition as the body fat gets dropped off, even while you're dieting. So how do we do this? We just aim to do more every workout, every week, for every exercise. The 2 easiest ways are either to lift more weight, which isn't always practical, or do more reps, which is very practical, especially for home workouts, where equipment limitations can be a very real thing that you have to work around. So each week you're aiming to do more reps. Say the first week you do 10 reps of a given exercise like push-ups or split squats. And then the next week you aim to get 12. You might get 11, you might get 12, you might get 11 or 12 for some of the sets, you might get 10 for the other sets. That's okay, as long as you're doing a little bit more. And then every few weeks you might find you're able to lift a little bit more weight. So you'll have that occasional bump in the weight that you're using. And by focusing on these things, instead of doing your workouts always the same way with no planned progression, you're no longer hoping that your workouts are leading or causing the progress you want to see and the result you want to see. You're expecting it to happen. It pretty much becomes inevitable, right? This all comes back to not hoping for the result you want, but designing it so that it's bound to happen if you do the right things, right? Making it a matter of when you see the result rather than if. So that covers the 3rd common mistake. All right, mistake number 4. This one comes down to how you track progress. It's like the gauges on your car, the indicators on your car that let you know how fast you're going, how hard your engine's working, what direction you're driving, etc. But if the only progress tracking you're doing is stepping on a scale, which is what most people do, then you're not getting all the context. It's like driving a car, but the only indicator that you have on your dash is how fast the car is going. There's no other information other than how fast you're driving to tell you that you're driving towards your destination and you're doing so safely. So by including more things, and we'll cover them in your progress tracking, you can more effectively understand that you're moving towards your goal, so you can be more confident in the program. So you can be more confident in what you're doing, even when, or especially when, progress seems to have stalled or plateaued. And stepping on the scale, because it doesn't give the whole picture, it's a great way that people set themselves up to overreact to what they see on the scale, right? And this leads to the potential to overreact with decisions that you make in the moment. Not happy with the weight on the scale, what it said, you change something drastically without thinking or without knowing that you are actually on track, and there's just a delay in progress, which happens from time to time. So instead, what do we do? What else should we track? 2 other simple things to start with are start taking progress pictures every week or every 2 weeks. Take them from multiple angles. I recommend doing one from the front, one of the back, one from the side, and take weekly body part measurements. So you do both of those weekly in addition to daily scale weight. And that gives you a more complete picture, a more complete context of the progress that you're making, or that you're doing the right things, that you can expect progress to happen very soon. We keep going back to the same message. Instead of hoping to see progress, now you're more confident that it's happening, or that it's going to happen, that you're going to see it. Or you will more easily be able to identify what you need to change to get on track. And the difference this can make when going through a fat loss phase, when going through a diet, is considerable. And that's why it's the 4th most common mistake, is not doing enough for their progress tracking, not doing anything besides stepping on the scale once a week or a few times a week even. And now the 5th and last common mistake that busy parents make when trying to get in shape at home, that we're going to touch on, can make a huge difference, especially when you're getting started. Now, when you decide to get in shape, but not realizing it, many busy parents think of things that put nutrition on hard mode. Things like what diet to go on, but it's always an extreme diet, the carnivore diet, a low carb diet, cutting out all sugar, going on a juice cleanse or a detox cleanse. And they stack the odds against people who try these methods up front, because these changes are way too drastic. It makes it harder to start doing these things and sustain those efforts, sustain those new habits that they're trying to build for long enough to get results from, and then to keep the results afterwards. There's actually a better way, and it doesn't need to be this hard, and it can lead to faster progress, starting to see that initial progress happen faster, and it's going to be more sustainable for you over time, which means less chance of regaining the weight after the diet is over. But it might seem too simple, but nutrition can be on easier mode, and here's how. You can start changing a few strategic things with how you already eat to start seeing fat loss progress. And what I mean by that is, when I start working with clients, is I'm not trying to throw a bunch of new nutrition habits at them. Things they're not familiar with, things they can't do after a busy day of work. I'm trying to find an easier path to success that they can do, whether the day is easy and not stressful, or whether it's an extra busy day, more stressful, that sort of thing, they can still execute. And so a lot of times I'm not looking at changing the foods that they're eating. It might involve eating more protein, but eating a bigger portion of the protein they're already eating. And if overall calories are a concern, or something that could very well be limiting them from starting to see progress, then eating what they're eating, but cutting down portion size, the overall portion size of what they eat for dinner, breakfast, lunch, etc. Right? Not overhauling everything, but making it as simple as possible to do the right things and start seeing results. based on what they already do automatically. All right, so there you have it. There's the 5 common mistakes that busy parents often make when they're trying to get in shape, particularly with working out at home, on the home workout side and on the nutrition side. We covered not food tracking, home workouts that are based on interval training circuits with just using body weight or very low weights. We talked about workouts that don't have progression built into them. They're always the same. Same reps, same weights, same exercises every single week. We talked about the only progress tracking being stepping on a scale once a week or a few days a week. And we talked about putting nutrition on hard mode by trying to overhaul, change way too much with nutrition when they get started deciding to get in shape and drop body fat. These are the 5 common mistakes. And if you change them the way I explained in this video, you can see much faster progress, much more consistent progress that leads to more fat loss and better muscle definition. But more importantly, you're not just going to hope that it happens. You're not going to hope that it's on track. You can expect it. You can expect it by doing these 5 things, these 5 areas a little bit differently with your home workouts, with your nutrition, so that progress, if you follow through, is inevitable. And you get in shape and you see the results you want in weeks and months instead of it taking months and years. These are the same things that I focus on with clients, especially when I start working with them. And even for myself, what I've focused on for my own physique transformation over the last 13 months. If you want to see the amount of progress I've made as I've gone through my fat loss phases, my muscle gain phases to build the physique, to be on the way to building the physique that I want for my own body just from working out at home, then watch this video next. And it can give you an idea of what rate of progress you can make or how much progress you can make month in, month out based on my own experience. Now, take this information and execute, because that's the bottom line. That's the big thing that's going to separate you from not getting results to getting results. Execute on these solutions from this video.